All right, we got Solluminati's valid reason for not streaming, which I assume it is valid. It's Soul, bro. A Bando dropped it. Shout out that boy A Bando.
So after returning back to the internet after taking an extended hiatus and promising his fans that he would finally be more consistent, Solluminati would unsurprisingly randomly vanish from the internet once again. And this left many fans wondering, where did he go and why did he leave? Well, for those of you who were concerned, it seems like we finally have an answer to all of these questions, because Solluminati finally returned back to YouTube with a 35-minute rant titled The Truth. So let's break this video down and find out why he left to begin with and where he's been the past 2 months. But before we get into all of that, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Tribe House with the biggest trapper. And while you're at it, don't forget to click that very first link down below in my description to join my Discord server and become an official member of the community. Now with that being said, let's get into Solluminati's unsurprising return. Okay, so to start, as we all know by now, Solluminati, the popular creator who blew up through the use of 2K and especially his reactions, has grown to be one of the most influential creators to ever touch the platform. But he's had one main problem throughout his career, which was his inconsistency. So has left the internet and came back multiple times throughout the course of his career for various reasons, whether this was because of spiritual journeys or much more serious life events. Every time So left the internet, it was completely random, with no warning at all, leaving fans in nothing but suspense about where he's gone. Then usually he would make some sort of return weeks or even months after the disappearance, explaining to the world why he left, and he followed that up with some type of promise to his fans about trying to consistently come back, which would result in him making a few videos about trending topics going on the internet right now, which usually did pretty well. And then before we know it, he disappeared yet again. But with his recent return, I think we all thought this would go a bit differently, because on May 1st, 2025, he sparked a random Twitch stream in which he promised 30 days worth of daily streams. He even had like this whole supersized calendar with a full planned out schedule and everything. But after running into some early problems with Twitch, he would end up getting banned just after his third stream.
I'm really just trying to go crazy. They made me take a test. I had to take a test. It was like 20 questions on there. It was like a hateful something test. And they said if I passed the test, then they'd unban my account. I passed that shit. I got everyone right. Like, it's simple. And everything they had on there, I didn't do. I didn't send no hate to nobody, bruh. I was just talking. But I'm here to spread love. I know Twitch staff, a lot of people might be in here. I ain't on here. I'm here to spread love, positivity. I just want to have fun with my niggas. Honestly, I just want to react to some shit, just play video games like every other normal person that be.
And it seemed like this made his whole plans to return really take a hit, because after this, he was really all over the place. His 30 days worth of streams turned into 30 days worth of streams here, YouTube videos there, or even sometimes we get a random TikTok. But even though So did keep his original promise of doing the 30 days worth of daily streams, he still managed to hit new heights of his career, seeing his insane amount of success, and even quickly started becoming one of the biggest streamers on all of Twitch. But once again, almost all of this momentum ended up being cut very short after getting into a 2-day beef with another creator who was hated by basically the entire internet at the time, and she went by the name of Zoe Spencer. And actually, as I'm recording this, I just realized that I haven't heard much about her since this beef she had.
That because he ends careers, you know what I'm saying? He holds people accountable. He gets down to business. That's his thing. That's Unk's thing. You know what I'm saying? He been doing it from the beginning. I'm not gonna say that nickname, but he gave her a nickname, and between that and most creators already not really feeling her as a creator herself, well, she just wasn't around. She just wasn't around. He did his thing though.
With So and that whole little streamer university thing. So if you know what Zoe's been up to, leave it in the comments down below. But anyways, this small beef would end up getting So banned once again on Twitch, and it seemed like this is where his relationship with Twitch seriously started coming to an end. Because you see, he felt like Twitch seriously had it out for him after he had got randomly banned with no reason. And once he made a video talking about this random ban and how he felt targeted, Twitch would end up almost instantly unbanning him and ruling this an accidental ban.
I drop a video telling y'all Kick was good. Bro, 30 minutes later, they unbanned me and told me, I'm sorry, it was an error. Imagine having your biggest moment, all the love, almost 100,000 viewers, and the next day you get banned for no reason. It kills your momentum. They fucked up y'all fucked up my schedule. Like, bro, it kills your momentum. It kills you spiritually.
So this is where he became extremely inconsistent with everything. He would do a few streams on YouTube and post a few videos telling fans that the reason why he wasn't streaming on Twitch was because he feared that he would actually get banned for no reason, which he feared would make him lose all leverage in any ongoing talks he had with other platforms about potentially signing over with them.
Fast forward to Monday, which was my most recent stream. They did a new terms of service, making sure you don't promote or say anything about other streaming platforms, especially if you're somebody who do multi-stream and you stream on YouTube or Twitch or TikTok and Twitch at the same time. They made sure you can't speak on those You can't send people to other platforms. You know they did that because of me. Do y'all know this? Bro, do y'all know I don't supposed to be live at all until June 1st. I never supposed to go live because if I get banned, by me getting banned, I lose leverage with deals. But I promised y'all that sleep stream is happening. Simple. For like 24 hours.
Now, when the month of June came, he did announce that he was staying on Twitch due to talks with other platforms not going as well as he'd hoped. But none of this really ended up mattering anyway, because after about 2 weeks, Solluminati did what everyone knew he would eventually do, vanish yet again into the sunset, never to be seen again from the internet, for about 2 weeks that is, because he did come back, posted a video titled Say Goodbye, and in this video he basically just talked about how he took a little break from streaming to only learn how to set up his IRL streaming content, and after reaching out to some people, getting the help he needed, he was ready to come back. He even had like a whole schedule talking about what he was going to do for the month of June, and that would lead to him announcing to his fans that he was going to be back streaming the very next day.
IRL's on the way. I hope y'all ready. Nigga, we gonna hit the gun range, all type of shit. But anyway, we gonna take shit light. I'm trying to figure this shit out, y'all. And when I do figure it out, we gonna return. It could be tomorrow, it could be the next day. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible, but I will be returning this week for sure with IRLs.
But unfortunately, after posting that video, Solluminati didn't go live at all. In fact, he vanished for even longer. He left for about 2 months this time, leaving fans that once again question what happened and where did he go. And the truth is, if you're a longtime fan, you kind of
I'm so used to Solluminati like doing this sort of thing and just like disappearing and coming back on our radar later on that it doesn't occur to me how long it actually is that he disappears for. Like Unc really be gone for a minute. He really be going to get that milk. He come back every now and then, but it's like he gives us such good content when he comes back and such great memes. It's so easy to forget that like he's gone for as long as he is. And honestly, it doesn't really hit me that he's not on the platform or not posting that often because his memes just live on. So in my head, it's like, yeah, he's just doing his own thing somewhere around there. I'll see it whenever he does something crazy again, and then he pops back up. It's like, oh, he's back, and I'm like, ah, and everybody's like that. So, I mean, yeah. How could you hate this guy?
predicted that was going to happen at this point. It's like routine, but of course it is the internet where everyone has an opinion, so this led to a lot of think pieces being put out around Soul's name. There's a lot of people that came to the conclusion of like, oh, Soul's
making money strategy so elite, take a 6-month break, come back viral as ever, make empty IRL promises, make another long break due to a month burnout, same cycle every year now. We're stretching a little bit, buddy. We're stretching a little bit. I don't think clearly you don't watch Solluminati that often to know that.
Just going broke. He comes back, runs up a few $1,000s, and then
someone I talking about Kick was fucking him over by not giving him a deal, but they knew he was gonna disappear after making enough money to fund what he wants to do. He does it every time. That's a little bit more reasonable.
Disappears again for a few months, which could be true. I'm not saying that it's not true or whatever the case may be, but there's also people who gives him the benefit of the doubt and don't really care as long as he comes back with good content like he always does. I personally think he just lost the passion that he had for content creation, but that's a whole different story. It was definitely a lot of think pieces and questions going around over the past 2 months, and this led to Solluminati putting all these talks to rest himself just a few days ago once he made his official return from his 2-month hiatus. He posted a video titled The Truth, and in this video he would once again explain to his fans why he vanished. And to start, he claimed that when he originally left, he was gearing up to do these IRL streams. He was learning how to do everything, even running test streams, which he did have proof of.
I know y'all ain't heard my voice in a minute. Let me get straight to the point. So, let me get straight to the point because I'm about to rant to y'all a little bit. So, I've been doing a lot of test streams since I've been gone, bro. Yes. I've been doing a lot of test streams.
But unfortunately, during that time, he came to the realization that doing IRL streams just isn't for everyone. You see, nowadays, these IRL streamers are going to the absolute max with their content. It went from being people just walking around with a camera, doing vlog style content, to now being literally reality TV shows with massive production and even people throwing crazy events which require a lot of money, time, and effort to even put together. I mean, I've recently seen a clip of DDG talking about how he had to sell one of his watches just to be able to afford his upcoming love show.
This is something that I'm spending a lot of money. Like I'm contemplating selling a watch in order to invest in this. Like
I still don't know what you're doing.
This is the most expensive shit I ever paid for. I'm spending a house on what I'm doing. You feel me?
Now, even with IRL streaming becoming this big, expensive thing to do, that's really just the tip of the iceberg, because there's even more underlying problems that comes with IRL streaming. With the number one thing being safety issues. I mean, we all know that Solluminati is a person that doesn't really go out much. He stays to himself. He really doesn't like people much at all. He says it time and time again. In fact, he even said that he doesn't even want to hire security because he doesn't trust anyone would take a bullet for him for any amount of money he's paying them.
I travel alone. I don't have no security. I don't think
That's
there's no
a
man
fact.
on this planet that's gonna take a bullet for me for $1,000. Wait, hire security? A couple bands for a few hours? He gonna die for me for a couple bands? Man, hell no.
Which isn't necessarily a bad logic to have. I mean, I kind of agree, because at the end of the day, these security guards have families and things like that they have to make it back to as well. So you can't just expect them to be willing to literally take a bullet for you. Just
I'm not gonna lie. You gotta find some Solluminati loyalists. We are out here and we are like low key older now. There's definitely a couple people out there for real that would probably for no money, honestly. So when you add money to the equation, there's some people out there that would do some crazy stuff. If you were a streamer like where you didn't really have like a crazy fan base or like a crazy loyal fan base, like if you left and you came back, if the love just wasn't the same, they were like, oh, we're kind of done with you, then yeah. But like, when you're Solluminati, you got a little bit of leverage there. You got a
because
little
you're
bit of
paying
leverage.
them however much money, but it still can add a layer of safety and protection, just knowing that this person is here to protect you and he's also licensed to do such. So yeah, I definitely would advise someone like Solluminati to get some security, because a person of his stature definitely needs it if they plan on going outside. In fact, So would experience this firsthand when he tried doing some test streams at his local mall with just him and his girlfriend, no security, and apparently he ran into a situation that made him very uncomfortable with some overly eager fans.
Like, bro, I'm the type of don't follow me, because now you put me. I don't want everybody to know I'm here, bro. They straight clip farming and just trying to find out where you live at. They following you. I don't like that shit, man. Take the pic, keep it pushing. Took pics for like 6 niggas. Now I'm getting followed.
Now, I do think this is just a case of Solluminati not realizing how big of an influencer he actually is. Like, in his mind, he's so like disconnected from the internet and things like that, he probably doesn't even realize that like he's being seen by millions of people on the internet literally almost every day. And even with that, he's a super noticeable person. I mean, he's 6'6", bald, walking around the mall with a camera. Like, at that point, it would be hard not to recognize him. But he did mention that this situation ended up getting worse and worse as the fans began following him and his girlfriend, even followed him after they got in the car and drove away. But luckily, this wasn't like a violent or hostile situation. It was actually just some supporters showing love, which is great, because with him not having security,
Listen, if you showing love is one thing, wanting a picture is one thing, but the moment you start like walking with like you ever see like one of those social ones where like they're live or whatever talking, and that one fan won't like leave them alone, won't like they're trying to tag along, and it's kind of awkward for the streamer, but to us watching it, like it's annoying because it's like, bro, we're not here to see you. Like I understand, like I would feel the same way, but like, bro, say, hey, get your picture that bro up. Be like, yo, I really rock with you, da-da-da. Have your moment, and then keep it pushing. You don't got to sit there and try and tag along, because now you're messing with the stream. Now you're messing with our content. You're messing with our guy, right? That's our boy. That's not just your boy. That's our boy. We all a family. So I understand that. But once you follow somebody outside of the building, right, outside of the business, and you get into cars and you're following this person, this is not an action movie. What are we doing? What are we actually doing? This is not a kidnapping. We're not trying to follow a kidnapper. This is an action film. This is not that. Let your boy go. Let him go. Get your picture so you can tell people you took a picture with bro.
I mean, it's very easy to just end up in a bad situation, even if you're doing something as simple as going to the mall to get some Jordans, because I'm sure we've all came across some story or clip or article on.
Whoa. Online influence just that. Tokyo live streaming. What?
Online where we see these streamers getting into very bad situations. And speaking of bad situations, Solluminati would conclude his video with just telling people to stay away from doing IRL streams, claiming that it's not sustainable and that it's hard to keep up with the top streamers that's doing it, because he thinks it's impossible to compete with the level of content that they're creating. He claimed that was one of the main contributors as to why he stopped streaming, because he got motivated to do IRL streams, but once he compared himself to the other content creators, he quickly got demotivated, thinking that no one would watch him because he has a boring life. He just wanted to do IRL streams of him going to the gym, playing some basketball, and maybe shopping for some wine, while these other streamers are doing love shows, having streamer universities and streamer proms. Obviously, I think anyone would get demotivated by comparing their content to that, but I'm here to say that I 100% believe people will watch So just do a regular simple IRL stream.
Facts. Because the thing is, people rock with Soul because he's him, right? He's always been kind of off the wall. He's always kind of been different, quote unquote. So there's no world where I think people be like, "Oh no, why would I want to see you do this? You old as f." Da da da. Like I don't see that happening. Real Solluminati supporters know how he be, right? We know his personality. We know how he's prone to just disappear on us and just come back. So there's mad people, and sometimes, shoot, they might be doing something themselves. They might be in the gym. He in the gym. It might feel like bro in the gym with you, low key. I don't know, but there's definitely reason. Like if you always hold yourself to that standard of like what everybody else is doing, number one, it's going to be too exhausting. It's going to be too tiring. You're always going to feel like you're inadequate, and everybody doesn't like that style of stuff. Everybody doesn't watch Kai Cenat. Everybody doesn't watch Duke Dennis. Everybody doesn't watch Phantom. Everybody doesn't watch Pokimane. Everybody doesn't watch Valkyrie. Everybody doesn't watch Senna. Everybody doesn't watch Black Boy Max. Everybody doesn't watch Jason Leween. Everybody doesn't watch Silky. Everybody doesn't watch Your Age. But they all have a different flavor about themselves. Some of them intermingle, right? And that's cool. But for the most part, they all have their own thing that they're really, really good at or they're really, really prone to doing. And so the streamers like watching them do their thing. People rock with Soul just being Soul because they rock with him because of who he is. He's past the point where like he has to do something crazy. He was never a crazy clip farmer, right? Back then, even when clip farming wasn't really called clip farming, he wasn't one of those YouTubers that had to do something outlandish just to get views. He was just genuinely being himself, and his natural reactions to stuff would be funny to us. And then that's how he became cemented where he is. And I sometimes I wonder if he actually knows that, or if he just thinks that like it's all like fickle, like too fickle.
Stream just because of how entertaining he is as a creator. But I do agree with him on the fact that like a lot of upcoming and new streamers probably shouldn't be spamming IRL streams. I mean, of course it's okay to do them here and there, but I don't think you should try to make that your claim to fame, because at the end of the day, it isn't really sustainable with all of these big streamers doing all of these crazy streams. Like if you're a small creator, I think it will be very easy to get lost in the sauce, or even if you do have some early success, you may get lost in trying to like clip farm and things like that, which is only going to make you end up in very bad situations. I mean, we even see this happen all the time with larger creators as well. For example, I know you guys remember the crazy IRL streaming run that FouseyTube had back in 2023. He literally took over the entire summer with his never-ending IRL streams, but this unfortunately ended with him swatting himself and going to a mental institution for a few months, which basically completely killed his streaming career. Or even Vitaly, he's another person that comes to mind.
Time out. What do you mean he swatted himself and then went to a mental institution? I've never been a Fousey watcher, but that's just ridiculously outlandish. What the
When I think of people who had like a lot of success with IRL streams, he was going crazy with the whole predator catching streams, things like that over on Kick, and his run ended up coming to an end just a few months ago back in April when he got arrested in the Philippines, where he's still being held currently, and I hear he's facing some serious jail time. So yeah, man, my advice to any upcoming streamers is that y'all don't have to do like IRL streams, even if that seems like the quote-unquote meta that everyone else is doing right now. That's probably even more reason to not want to do them. In general, I think you should just do whatever it is you enjoy doing. I mean, if you want to do IRL streams, then go at it, but just remember, like, in the world full of IRL streamers and content creators that we have now, most of these influencers all started at their computer at a desktop setup, whether it was gaming content like we've seen Aiden Ross do, Ninja, Jinxie, Queso, the list goes on, or maybe it was sitting at a desktop reacting to content and things like that, like we've seen creators like Black Boy Max and others do as well. The best thing I can say is never compare yourself to anyone else. Comparison is the thief of joy, and just be yourself, stay consistent, and let things work themselves out. But that's just my personal opinion. As you guys know, the only opinion that I really care about is y'all's opinion. So with that being said, be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know, what do you think about this entire situation? Do you think that Solluminati had a valid reason to leave? Do you think he's just making up an excuse? And more importantly, do you think that he's back for good this time? Let me. He's not back for good. Let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. You'll smile, tell me you know exactly just as much as I do. He's not back for good. But he did have a valid reason for leaving, and we expect this of him, right? This is Solluminati. This isn't just any streamer. This is somebody who's consistently done this. That's Unk, right? Unk gonna do what Unk gonna do, but we all, accept him and respect him because we know that's what that's just what he's prone to be. We ain't got no beef with it though. That's family.